Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Hello, this is Professor Vivek Kokre. Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Friends, good morning to all of you. I would like to introduce the very amazing personality in the field of academics, Dr. Milind Pandey. So he was a pro-vice chancellor of MIT Peace University, and so having a 28 years of academic experience, known as effective communicator. He is the author of a world textbook on mobile communication, that is the next generation mobile communication, Gross publication. Published 15 plus research papers in the international journals. PhD supervisor at various universities. Also 15 plus foreign visits for the university collaboration. Sir got the Rotary International Fellowship from the Chulalongkorn University, Bangkok, Thailand. Also, he got certification innovative for the excellence program for the leadership in management education, IIM Mumbai. As far as the achievements is concerned, he was a special jury in a selection committee for the Accenture Innovation Challenge Award 2017, member of NAC, Government of India, Bangalore, core committee member, University Grant Commission, Government of India, Delhi. He was a chief convener, organizing committee, Robocon India. Also, he was a joint secretary, general organizing committee, World Parliament 2019-18. Today, it is honor for us to having such a great personality with us through this webinar. I welcome Dr. Milind Pandey on the behalf of the Tekala Faculty of Engineering. I request sir, please guide us.
Thank you, Professor. A very good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
And as introduced by Vivek, I am a pro vice chancellor at MIT World Peace University. MIT known for our innovations. And it has been said, if you are not getting into IIT, get into MIT. That kind of reputation over the last 4 decades. And I'm associated with MIT for the last 20 years as a pro vice chancellor. So let me start with my presentation. But before that, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And I will be discussing today with you on the topic Education 4.0. The future of the education and education of the future. In this COVID pandemic, it is very important from the parents' perspective, from the student perspective, from the management perspective, from the staff perspective, what is there? What is going to happen? Admissions hoga, nahi hoga, placement hoga, nahi hoga, bacche hamare paas admission lenge, nahi lenge. But what is there for all of us, for students, for parents, for management, for faculties? What is that education? Education 4.0. As rightly introduced, I did my postdoc in telecom technology. I did my 2 PhDs. PhDs in 5G networks, PhD in international trade with IIFT, and also I'm the fellowship. I have a small video to share with you of 2.5 minutes, and then I will start with the presentation. My friends, this was my short introduction. I'm fortunate enough that I got a chance to work with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. I worked with him for 2 years on his concept called PURA, P-U-R-A, providing urban opportunities to rural area. Whatever is the best in urban, how we can transfer it to the rural. And I worked with him on the mobile education, how we can take the technology of education to the masses, to the rural masses. The best health practices through the mobile health, what are those mobile technologies can help the rural masses on mobile health and mobile agriculture. How the farmers will get the information without visiting the farms. What is the rainfall, what is the dew point, what is the soil moisture, what is the soil temperature. And this is all I've done with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Sahab. We received some grants close to 20 lakhs of rupees and we developed the various products. So this is my honor to work with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He categorically said the 3 types of connectivities are required for empowerment of the Indian population. That is physical connectivity, electronic connectivity and knowledge connectivity. So today we will be discussing about the electronic connectivity. Friends, when I say education 4.0, education 4.0, I will tell you what is the definition of education 4.0. We are into the lockdown 4.0. So there was a lockdown 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. So what is education 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 and 4.0? These are few initiatives. We started the skill development program at MIT, and this was the first institution of the country who integrated the skill development curriculum with our regular syllabus. I mentioned that various universities for the technology transfer, whatever is the best in US, UK, Europe, how we can bring it to the India and to the Pune city. So that I did. I was talking about the education 4.0. And then I will start with my presentation. My friends, the education 4.0 is nothing but the education in this era of 2020. Let us go back to the education 1.0. Education 1.0, it was one guru, few shishyas, a guru shishya parampara, it's a gurukul or the olden Bharatiya Prachin Shikshan Paddhati. So limited shishyas, one guru funded by the king, and that is the education 1.0. Only listening and seeing. Shruti and Smruti. There was no ink, there was no writing kind of a thing, multiple of books. Only Shruti and Smruti, that was the education 1.0. And India was leader, the Bharat was leader in that. Then education 2.0, in the 15th century, when ink got invented, when printing press got invented, the new era started called education 2.0. So universities came, brick and mortar, the buildings, the libraries, the books, the examinations, the book transfer, lot of authors writing various. So that was education 2.0. This education 2.0 got ended in 1990 and the new era started, that is education 3.0. So what do you mean by education 3.0? So education 3.0 started when there was the emergence of WWW, that is World Wide Web. When this got introduced in 1990, the new education era started, online education, distance education, PPTs, and the boundaries of the nations got vanished. Whatever you are learning, teaching here in India, that you can take it to the Europe, US, UK, and whatever is happening there, that also can come to the India. So boundary-less education is education 3.0. My friends, this education 3.0 also got ended in 2018. And the new era started called education 4.0. So what do you mean by education 4.0? My friends, we are living into the technologies. So education 4.0 is intelligent learning, learning through machines, personalized learning is nothing but the education 4.0. Now, what do you mean by education 4.0? Again, let me tell you. Let me explain. In a classroom, one teacher, 60 students. The capacities and capabilities of every student is different. If I am teaching mathematics that 2 into 2 is 4, 6 into 6 is 36, and go on. The few students, they understood what is 2 into 2, 4 into 4. But many students, they did not. Some students struggling in 16 into 16. Somebody is very good doing in 25 into 25. So here the technology comes into the picture. The brain to machine interface, all the wearable technologies like Fitbit, all those wearable technologies can show, the professor can see on the screen, this student is struggling. It's a brain to machine interface. The teacher can go to that particular student, holding his hand and explaining him how to calculate 16 into 16. It's a personalized learning through machines. And it is also called intelligent learning. So my friends, what are those technologies can be used in transforming education into 4.0, into intelligent education, into the personalized education? And my friends, these are the 8 technologies. 8. Let me explain you what are those 8 technologies. A, B, C, D. What is A, B, C, D? A for artificial intelligence, B for blockchain, C for cyber security or cloud, D for data sciences. I said 8 technologies. What are those next 4? ARAI, augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, extended reality. This is the AR family, the extension of the augmented realities. And this is the future of education, the skill-based education, which is a need of the hour to the India. And that is with the help of this extended reality. That is ARAI. I said A is the augmented reality or extended reality technologies. R is robotics, A is analytics, and I is IoT. Internet of things, Internet of everything, Internet of all things. If we can integrate these 8 technologies into our teaching process, and that is called education 4.0. There are 4 types of students in every classroom. आपके स्कूल में, मेरे स्कूल में, कहीं पे भी. They are categorized into the 4 types called C, D, E, F. अब बोलेंगे यार मिलिंद पांडे सर क्या सवेरे सवेरे सब हमको ABCD पढ़ा रहे हैं. But this is the way. When I say C, D, E, F, types of students categories attending our classes. What is C? The students, those who are taking the campus placements, the interested only into the campus placement, categorized as C. And trust me, whichever the college, whatever the college, wherever the college, they ask how much companies came for the campus placement. My father has paid such a large amount, I want a return on investment. Though वही college अच्छा है जो higher placement देता है. The C for campus placement. The another category of the student is D. What is D? Degree bundling. अभी BE कर लिया, फिर ME करना है, फिर MBA भी करना है, फिर MS करना है, PhD करना है, postdoc करना है. All goes on degree bundling in the various degrees. Music भी करना है. The category of the students, D category, that is degree bundling. C, D, E, F. I said E, entrepreneurs. And my friends, this is the need of the hour. Our Prime Minister said, stand up India, start up India, innovation, Atmanirbhar Bharat. How many incubations and innovations happening in your colleges? Students are coming with the entrepreneurial mind, and that is the category of E. ऐसा नहीं मेरे फादर का बिजनेस है और मैं भी अभी बिजनेस करूंगा. No, he has to grab the technologies, he has to grab the management concept. responsibility of all the institutions. हमें ऐसे बच्चे बनाने हैं कि वो जॉब के लिए भटके नहीं, जॉब देने के लिए तैयार रहेंगे. They should be the job giver and not job seeker. And last category F, that is freelancer. डिग्री आया, डिग्री कर लो, कंपनी आया, कंपनी में बैठ लो. फादर ने कहा नहीं नहीं नहीं, खेती में लग जाओ, खेती में लग गए. तो फ्रीलांसर, they don't did their tracing of career path. So these are the 4 categories. And this education 4.0, intelligent learning, we need to keep. I was saying future of the education and education of the future. अभी के education का क्या future है? And what is that education? We will be talking of future. Skill development. I was telling many times, in 1990s, the situation was very different. The student used to get admission if he scored, say, 98%. MIT में 98 पे हमारा admission close हो जाता है. तो बच्चे को 12th में 98% है, then only he is eligible to MIT admission, otherwise not. So in 90s up to 2000, the student, they were get admitted onto their top percentages, right? Next decade, students and parents, they started thinking of कौन से college में कितनी बढ़िया company आती है. Whether Microsoft is coming to your campus, whether Google is coming to your campus. All the top companies, the top Fortune 500 companies, they are coming to your campus, then the student will take admission into that college. And my friend, today again, this got changed. In 2020, students, the parents, they will think, ये college में TBI है क्या? Technology Business Incubator, Accelerator. Hackathon में कितने बच्चे participate कर रहे हैं? How many students they are participating in hackathon? How many students they are getting the prizes? First prize, second prize, third prize, Deloitte prize, Persistent prize. How many they are converting into the startups? And onwards 2020, the education 4.0 will look after how many startups, how many incubators, and what is that ecosystem at our college level, our management. Every college management need to think what is that infrastructure we are providing for the startup. So question arises, if this education 4.0 has to happen, we are ready? Whether India is ready for it or not. If I ask you the question whether India is ready for this education 4.0 or not, my friend, answer is yes. Yes, we are ready because our Prime Minister came with the concept with the digital India, power to empower. What is, let me tell you, what is that? What is he said? He said IT plus IT is equal to IT. What is this? IT plus IT is equal to IT. 2 plus 2 is equal to 2. I mean in this category. But this is a mantra. He said, first IT, that is information technology, plus the Indian talent is equal to India tomorrow. If you are well versed with the information technology, and that is why the digital India came into the picture. 7 lakh villages till the date got connected with optical fiber, NOFN, National Optic Fiber Network. 4,000 plus universities and colleges got connected through optical fiber network called NKN, National Knowledge Network. And this is all part of Digital India to make India future ready, education 4.0. It's a very, very important, but ऐसा है ना, गवर्नमेंट का अच्छा हमें पता ही नहीं. I bet on this. कितने लोगों को डिजिटल इंडिया के बारे में पता है? What is digital India? How many pillars in digital India? The 5th pillar is very, very important, called E-Kranti. And this E-Kranti is discussing about the agriculture, about the medical, health, and most important is education. Mobile education, education on your device. How many of us visited mygov.in? How many of us we have the Umang as an app on our mobile? Lot of PhD schemes, lot of research grants, lot of information on a single click. Provided you have to have the Umang app, the Digital India app on your mobile. I request those who are listening to me, and if you have a pen and paper, please write it down. I was a brand ambassador for Digital India for 4 years. mygov.in. So many, not only for higher education, the school initiatives, Pathshala, Digi Pathshala, lot many libraries, books, O-labs, online labs. If you want to teach the first year maybe, or even the 10th standard student, if you want to teach Ohm's law, V is directly proportional to I. Online labs is an app, download it. You will find a diagram, change the resistor, change the capacitor, change the battery, see how the current is flowing. Online labs, you don't have a laboratory to go and sit and do the practicals. Everything is on your fingertips. Kirchhoff's law, Ohm's law, Faraday's law. This is I'm talking from school point of view. So, lot of things available. Digital signature, Digi signature, and Digi locker. You need not to take all your documents along with you for the presentation, for the any interviews. Just download a Digi locker, just add into it. Your documents will be safe, 100% authorized. Forget about documents. You can carry your medical records, your parent medical records, their MRI, their what you call that, sonography reports. I mean, एक दिन भी कम है मेरे पास if I started talking on Digital India and what are the various initiatives. It's my honor. I said I worked with the PMO office for this Digital India. So Modi ji came out with this concept. So whole data, now we are talking of the data. I was interacting with Dr. Bhatkar sir. He said, Milind, now we talked about the religions, Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism. The new religion came now, and that is called Dataism. The young generations, we are just playing with the data. So we are living in the religions called Dataism. And this is the data, and it's hardly, and it is going so exponentially. This is a January 2020 top messenger apps around the world, and you will find the WhatsApp, Facebook, Viber, IMO, Line. And this is the digital around the world in 2020. Total population se leke to mobile, social media users. Where do India stand? The amount of data generated every minute is exploding. You can see the Facebook, the data, the Uber, the YouTube, 2.78 million video news every minute. WhatsApp, 20.8 million messages per minute. How we can handle this data? And I was mentioning this digital in India, 34% urbanization till the date for the total population of India. Unique mobile users are 63% penetration. And active mobile social users, they are more than 17%. So my friends, I was mentioning IT plus IT is equal to IT, that is India tomorrow. But then he also said, when I said 2020, the parents and students, they are looking, even the government of India is promoting like anything. Just now, during lockdown 4.0, PM Modi came for the Atmanirbhar Bharat, and that is nothing but the innovation, incubation, startups at your own institution. Smart campus can lead to the smart city. So he also gave one mantra called 3S are required for scaling of the India. He said scale at the rate speed at the rate skill. So what do you mean by this? The scale means only we don't want to teach only 60 students of our classrooms or 360 students of our classroom. We want to teach to the 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. That is the scale. And what is speed? Speed, we want to teach such courses which are not only for 30 hours, 60 hours, for 6 years, 4 years, 3 years. We want to teach them in 30 hours, 90 hours, 240 hours, and we can make them skill ready. So various, the NSDC came out with the 52 sector skill concepts. And the skills which are required can be that education, the skill-based education can be the part of your curriculum, and you can integrate that skill curriculum into your syllabus for the teaching learning process. So that is what the Skilling India. So my friends, very quickly I touch upon few points of Digital India, and we can move on to the Education 4.0. But whatever I am discussing with you, trust me, I am trying to add some knowledge pointers. If you see this Digital India, 462 million plus internet users, 290 million plus broadband users, 230 million plus mobile connections. Modi ji came out with the idea called JAM, J-A-M. JAM is JAM Yojana, J Janadhan Yojana, M mobile, A Aadhaar, M mobile, J-A-M, Janadhan plus Aadhaar plus mobile. So this is Janadhan accounts, 60 million plus, 11 plus payment bags. My friends, this is the future ready India. Education 4.0 if you want to implement. 72% is the dropout rate, my friends. बच्चा यदि चौथी कक्षा में पढ़ रहा है और देहात में है, फिर the deep villages, the 72% dropout rate in village education. शिकूनही शेवटी हेच करायचं आहे तर शिकायचं कशाला? शेतीच्या कामाला लाग, वडील सांगतात. And the entire reports, while working with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Saab on Pura and how we can take up this education to the rural masses, we came across these statistics. So 10 plus lakh villages, 4.3 lakh gram panchayats, and 1.3 billion plus people. And this is what the strength of India. My friends, can you remove this window? Somebody who is controlling this waiting room and every, can controller of this program remove it? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please remove this window from the screen. So let me quickly go through the various slides. There are various government-led initiatives. I will not get into it details, but please remove this window, sir. This is disturbing. I want to quickly give you what is the direct jobs enabled by the digital economy. When I said this digital India, and even in this pandemic, even in this COVID-19, we are worried about the jobs. But take my... Sir, are you able to move this window or not?
No, sir. No, sir.
So close that window, not stop, stop your registration now. So full-time equivalent jobs supported by the digital India, transport and logistics. 5 to 6 million jobs will be created in transport and logistics. IT BPM industry 7 to 8 lakh jobs. Trade and hotels 10 to 12 lakh of jobs. Agriculture, manufacturing and construction 10 to 12 lakhs even after this pandemic. Because we are supported, and the government initiatives I was mentioning, Digital India initiatives, DigiLocker, digital land, soil health card for the agriculture purpose. Like BSNL, they also came out with the KSNL, Kisan Sanchar Nigam Limited, M-Kisan, Rashtriya Swasthya Yojana. So many things to discuss, my friends. They also came out with the zero import. We'll try to develop ESDM, electronic system devices manufacturing. Every district should come out. Government is ready to give them a land and they should come out with the electronic system devices manufacturing. We will prepare our hardware in our India itself. So this is what the different, the Ujala, PM Digishala, and lot of states, they came out with the different apps. Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, smart energy infrastructure, Aadhaar enabled public distribution system, Karnataka, West Bengal, Gujarat. And my appeal to all of you, my friends, please, I was mentioning the blockchain, the know your customer, eKYC, paperless, KYC process, banking, they are using this blockchain technologies like anything. This is the future. We need to understand, we need to learn what is that blockchain technology. It doesn't say that the www will get removed and the blockchain will come into the picture. So DigiLocker I mentioned, please try to use all these government initiatives which is built necessarily for us. I was mentioning the digital pillars and now, yes, what is that? Digital leading to convergence of technologies and industries. My friends, these are those 8 technologies which I mentioned. Augmented reality, drones, majorly used for agriculture, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, robots, Internet of Things. When I said virtual reality, kuch din pehle Satya Nadella ji came to Delhi and some demonstration was there. कुछ blind लोगों को वहां पे बैठा दिया था. Some 7 blind people, they were there and they put off with their this glasses of AR VR. और उनके सामने से एक 2-3 लोगों को ऐसे भेजा. They crossed the roads and these blind peoples, they very categorically said कि ये आदमी ने ये कलर का शर्ट पहना है, ये घड़ी पहनी है, ये बेल्ट पहना है, he is wearing a goggle. और so that is the power of this AR VR. How we can make an effective use, that is a question. My friends, the world before social media, है ना? ये भी था, पहले भी था. All these you can see, है ना? Facebook is an album, address album, photographs, Skype, our wired mobile, the YouTube, Instagram, the photo frames, the Foursquare, and now it is converted. So, Swayam and Swayam Prabha, I will not discuss with this in this, but then my appeal to every one of you is the online digital signature service. Please have it. I was mentioning the page UOB, the digital payments, the DigiLocker, which I was emphasizing. This is a must. Every one of us should use. All students, you must make it compulsory that they should upload their documents on digilocker.gov.in. It is idea of moving paperless. DigiLocker, National Digital Literacy Mission, National Optical Fiber Network, I was mentioning you. This is something very, very important. So all the villages will be provided with internet activity. So while explaining all this, now we also need to do the meditation in digital age. In your mind's browser, clear your cache memory. Now delete your history and now navigate to a blank web page. What is there after COVID-19? What are those technologies will be impacting us, will be impacting our teaching learning process, our educational initiatives, our classroom type, whether this classroom will remain same or it will be the blended classrooms. The students will visit the campus only for 3 days. 3 days they can take the online education. They can only come to institutions only for practicals. So many things. So we need to think, we need to meditate what is that for us in future. So Swayam I spoke about, the MOOC programs and Swayam Prabha and the Swayam app. If you are not aware, please make a note of it. Lot of programs, even the photography course you can do through the Swayam, and lot of course in this pandemic you can make a maximum use of it. Try to grab as much as certifications if you can. Swayam Prabha, I said I will just going forward, but these are the 6 channels. NPTEL, UGC CEC for NPTEL for engineering, UGC CEC for non-engineering, IGNOU for diploma and certificates, IIT-PAL for competitive exams, NCERT for schools, and NIOS for open education. So this is the various channels, you are aware of it: engineering, IIT-PAL channels, IGNOU channels, NCR channels, their features, their 32 channels, how these Swayam Prabha work, and this is the truth. The Mantri ji said, I promise free data for 3 months and not data. This is the Bharat and India, the difference between the Bharat and India. How to minimize it? I was mentioning the Umang as an app. Please, my sincere request, please download this app and make a maximum use of this app called Umang. A lot of things, this has been with your Aadhaar card, your mobile number and Aadhaar card, and you will access all these services, all the AICTE news, all the PhD related scholarships, all the various research grants available. So this is what it look like. Umang, Vishwesharya PhD scheme for electronics and IT. I don't know how many people you heard of it. IoT as a center of excellence. The government is even giving a grant to your college for setting up the center of excellence in IoT. Startup India portal and mobile app. The SBI is supporting Startup Launchpad. तो मैक्सिमम टाइम ऐसा होता है कि गवर्नमेंट का है तो बेकार ही है, हमें गवर्नमेंट से कुछ लेना देना नहीं. बट नाउ दैट दोज डेज गॉन, दिस गवर्नमेंट इज मच फास्टर. Many more applications for the youth, for the faculties, for the students. Startup India portal, National Supercomputing Mission for all the R&Ds, research and innovations. This is the special mission. Then National Scholarship Portal. हमें पता ही नहीं चलता कि इतने scholarships हमारे बच्चों के लिए available है. You have to have a knowledge about this so that you can integrate with your institution and you can give it to the students so that they can apply for the various scholarships available. Central scholarship, UGC schemes, AICTE schemes, SAID schemes. National Mission on Education, Sakshat. This is all the practical best. This is one portal. There are various e-content repositories are there. National Knowledge Network, I was mentioning, it is all the networking of the top institutions. So that village में यदि एक college है or somebody is teaching say at IIT Kanpur, so the same professor can also share the contents with that school or that the college in the deep rural area. Even if you have a connection or connectivity or not, the content will reach to you. That is the National Knowledge Network, sharing of the resources. Career Service Portal, कहाँ job से, how the student they can apply for the various jobs. So there is the National Career Service Portal available under Digital India. You have to have your college registration with him and you will come across the various jobs available across the country. Center of Excellence for IoT, this is funded by Qualcomm. Qualcomm, that is the chip in every mobile. Qualcomm, like Intel inside, that is the same Qualcomm inside. All mobile phones, they are using this Qualcomm chip, and Qualcomm came out with this, supporting the government for setting up the Center of Excellences in IT at different institutions. CDAC came out with the cloud called Meghraj, Cloud Initiative. CDAC Hyderabad came forward and they prepared, that is available with us. Cloud first policy, 12 cloud service providers, ready to use scalable infrastructure. Parikshak. Now in this online education mode, this is the application which will helpful to our teachers, our professors. Parikshak, the automatic program grading analysis tool. बच्चे ने कितना सॉल्व किया है, क्या मार्क देना है, कैसा देना है. Just log on to it, it provides an instant and intuitive feedback to students during and after the test. They can take the mock test also. They can understand their score. यदि मैंने ये exam solve किया तो मुझे कितने mark मिल सकते हैं. This can significantly reduce the load of faculty, and that is also leading to the efficient handling of programming assignments. So very, very useful for computer science engineering. Parikshak. Okay, that is the CDAC initiative. Then Megha Shikshak. This is another MOOC. Another MOOCs. We are aware of massive online open courses. All the top universities in 2013, MIT, Boston, Harvard, Stanford, Yale, they came out with their courses. So MIT Boston came out with the OCW, Open Courseware, way back in 2011, 2012. In India, in last 2-3 years, we started understanding what is MOOC. But here is a CDAC who came out with this, the MOOC program. The various MOOC programs, the paid courses, free courses, right to information, sustainable agriculture, computer fundamentals, CDAC certified course on cyber security, and so on. There are various initiatives, the various books free of cost available, easy access to digital content, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Gramin Saksharta Abhiyan, online labs, which I said, Amrita University and CDAC in joint association, they developed all the laboratory experiments for the civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics. You need not to go to your lab. You can do the online practicals here and then perhaps hands-on visiting your labs. So this is something very good initiative called OLabs, funded by Ministry of IT, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Not only practicals, but even you can learn English, learn various languages to sharpen your English skills. You can make a OLab English, OLab Germany, OLab. So the languages you can teach. I mean, any course under the sky which requires a practical, they are slowly adding into it. The school education, the various programs, Shala Siddhi, Bhasha, Pathshala, the MOOCs. I have a small quiz for you just to break the monotony. I will be quickly going to identify the logos. What is this logo stands for? You can put it into the chat box. This is AMD. I don't know how many people are aware of this. This is everyone we are using the Red Hat Linux. Any guesses on this? It is Atos Origin, the company which is coming for the recruitment, for the IoTs. BlackBerry. Now, who has taken over BlackBerry? This is very interesting. The Hindu goddess, and the name of the company is Canon. If you see the diagram, you will see the very beautifully wrote here, Canon. This is the logo, Y. 5G, most probably, I don't know, but then Huawei is the only leading company across the globe who is ready to expand in 5G infrastructure. This is Adobe. Adobe came up with the internet reach applications like Lenskart. You have to just put your frame once and the software will show how the 5,000 frames look like on your face. All those applications. This is NTT. We have a Docomo in Japan. The NTT Docomo in India called Tata Docomo. The first company who established 3G and 4G in Japan called This is again the famous company of US, AT&T. And we are using the product of this company, every one of us. And this is China Mobile. If you say only Mahindra, that is a wrong answer. यदि मुझे chocolate देना है, तो I will give you the half chocolate. The correct name is Mahindra and Mahindra. This is LG, Unilever. So what is the digital revolution in Indian education? Education 4.0. As I said, 1G, all those wire the communication. ऐसा ना गोल गोल घुमा के number लगाते थे. First generation. Second generation, voice and text. Third generation, voice, text, video. Fourth generation, voice, text, video, download speed. Fifth generation, voice, video, real time, download speed, and micro time will be required for downloading. So this is all the communications modes. So what we discuss now, we will see how it is, how the augmented and virtual reality play an important role. What are those, the future classroom set devices? What is that redesigning of the learning spaces? Those days gone, even post pandemic, when now online education is a part of our teaching learning process, we have to have a redesigning of learning spaces. One teacher, 20 students. है ना, AICT बार-बार बोलता है 1:16 ratio, 1:20 ratio. That is redesigning the learning spaces. Classroom set of devices. हर एक classroom में you have to have the different cameras, different set of devices to support online teaching, online education. Artificial intelligence, how we can make an effective use of artificial intelligence in understanding the learning process of a candidate. Personalized learning, I was talking. The professor is going to that student and teaching him. You have to solve like these, personalized approaching. And the gamification. The gamification is the understanding the concepts through the games. And that is very, very important. Through the games, how it is very easy. Every one of us, हम सब लोग हमारे बच्चे मोबाइल पे गेम खेलते हैं. Can we teach our principles, our engineering, our management concepts through the gamification, which is easily available on your mobile? Okay, let me see how much time left. Okay, I will be a little fast. So this is my friend augmented reality, and I would like to show a quick video of this augmented reality. Just see what I mean by augmented reality. Please correct me if the voice is not clear. So here we are, I am showing you what is that augmented reality.
Vocational Training Council VTC has developed a simulation system to arouse students' learning interest and motivation with the aid of virtual reality and augmented reality technology. With the immersive virtual environment, various workplaces and real-world situations are presented to students through multi-sensory stimulations. Students are encouraged to demonstrate their knowledge and skill in the workplace scenarios through multiple platforms, including the CAVE automatic virtual environment, head-mounted display, tablet applications, and smart glasses. In the CAVE, instructor can edit and customize the training scenarios so as to cater students' diverse learning needs. Students can work as a group navigating inside the virtual workplace collaboratively. They are required to conduct routine tasks like safety check and machine inspections in order to get familiar with the work procedures. Apart from the CAVE system, head-mounted display applications are developed to enhance students' active acquisition of professional knowledge and hands-on skills. The delicate hands-on procedural training scenarios and learn how to react properly under the risky and emergency circumstances. Mobile and portable devices are another handy tools for students to enhance their learning at any time and anywhere. With the applications of the AR simulations and 3D anatomy, students are able to consolidate the subject knowledge learned in a vivid way. In addition, students can take a deeper look at the machinery structure and operational mechanism through the first-person view offered by the smart glasses. There are things that you can't learn without getting your hands dirty. After the VR/AR training, students are required to apply their knowledge and skills gained from the virtual experience in working on real appliances at the practical training workshop. Vocational Training Council aim to take students through a multi-sensory learning journey with the aid of VR/AR technology and get students ready for the work challenges they may face in the 21st century.
My friends, complete automobile, complete machine designing in the future will be possible through AR, VR. And trust me, you can design those on your screen. That is the power. Not only the electrical circuit diagram, your networking diagram, your automobile related things, computational fluid dynamics. I mean, you just name, and that is available through this. This was just example of. So this is a classroom set of devices. My friends, all those cameras, the smart boards and everything is required into the classroom for education 4.0. Redesigning of the learning spaces. So you have to have a very collaborative learning with you, hardly 20 to 25 students in the classrooms, and you are interacting with you. And it's all the blended classrooms. Campus few days, online few days. So that is the redesign. I have actual videos for all this, but in the interest of time, I will show you only this. Artificial intelligence, how this artificial intelligence can help the student in their career progression, in their teaching learning progression, how this AI used. So, and this is the personalized learning again, which I said I would like to play this small video of 2 minutes. But before that, please somebody say whether the video was audible, the sound was up to the mark. Can anybody respond to me?
Yes, sir. Everything is okay. Not a problem.
Okay, fine. Just see, this is very, very important when I say personalized learning, intelligent learning, and how it plays. Just see a small video of 2 minutes.
In most settings, all students are expected to learn material at the same time and in the same way. Many find themselves either ahead or behind others, and learning outcomes suffer, particularly for students who need extra time to master the material. Flipped courses, competency-based education, and online and hybrid classes are changing the way we think about learning. Flexibility in delivery creates opportunities with learning that adapts to the needs of each student. Combining new learning models with digital courseware, integrated planning and advising for student success, and analytics can create a learning ecosystem that tailors support to individual students. For example, an e-textbook could share data with a learning management system about the number of pages read, time spent on each page, notes made, or number of times a video is watched. An analytics tool could evaluate those data for patterns associated with engagement, achievement, and course success. The tool could trigger alerts to students and faculty when problems arise. An adaptive learning system could adjust learning content on the fly based on data from an online quizzing tool that shows each student's mastery of the material. Prior learning assessment credits skills and knowledge individuals have when they enter a course. In a competency-based program, students move to the next unit as soon as they demonstrate mastery of the specified learning objectives. Advisors would have access to data and tools that enable them to tailor guidance and degree planning support to help students maintain progress toward completion. Instructors see which students need extra help and which would benefit from new challenges to keep them engaged. This integration of tools and systems facilitates the kind of personalized learning that can improve learning outcomes, boost student confidence and accountability, and increase rates of retention and, ultimately, degree completion.
So, my friends, I was also discussing with you about the gamification, how the teaching and learning can be more simplified with the help of games. And this is what, so I will skip this. This is the 4G use cases. These are few, as you know, in MIT, we have a technology business incubator and we have the accelerator. And this is all those students who accelerated their startups in MIT. So one is abroadshiksha.com, and then with jumguru.com, all the AI powered applications in solving or practicing the various examination, then how to questions and how the right answer can be achieved, then AI powered companion for educator and students. This is what the online labs kind of a concept. You can do the engineering practicals, on your PC or on your tablet itself. That is a TRIS. The EduGuild is our company name of MIT Pune, called the Education Technologies, the first EdTech Education Technology Startup Accelerator. And a lot of students from across the globe, they came and then they accelerated their startups. The simulation is again AR, VR component of it. We saw the Pardesi film, now saw the Indian film also.
Engineering learning and practical industrial learning cannot be solved just by watching videos. So we needed something which was more interactive, which was more hands-on, which could have given you the experience of doing things yourself. And that's why virtual reality and augmented reality as technology tools was something which we used to ensure that the students would actually learn in a much more interactive and in a do-it-yourself manner, which allowed them to actually retain the knowledge for longer. So we at Siemens develop highly interactive and visually appealing products. We do that by developing a lot of computer-oriented gameplay content, as well as augmented reality and virtual reality content, which helps students and professionals to learn their skills in a better manner and in an interactive manner. We started doing AR and VR for education when pretty much it was unheard of in the industry at that stage, and ensuring that the visual appeal of the products is so great that everyone who would see it, they would feel wow.
This was the MIT initiative, MIT Pune initiative. And the various products we developed in this, let me talk about what is that research and development and hackathon and Robocon, how we are doing, how we are helping the students in demonstrating their research and development capacities. So here are quickly 4 products which we did. The first is the education, I said. This is the tablet which we developed in China, and then we bought it and we distributed amongst the farmers. On a phablet, phone plus tablet is phablet. It's a solar based. If you put it on, you will get the 4 squares, school ka icon,